Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your April 2019, the first 2 weeks reading. I am Natalie, and we're going to do an energy check for the first 2 weeks just to see what's going on in the lives of you Aquarians. One of my favorite signs. Absolutely, they're just so much fun. Always having something interesting to talk about or some funny thing to remark on. You Aquarians, naturally entertaining, great personalities, really fun people. Okay, sorry. So, first 2 weeks of April for the Aquarians. What can I deliver as far as guidance for you people? Okay. First 2 weeks, here we go. Okay. Four of Pentacles as your environment card. So just off the top, you're holding on to something. You're definitely holding on to something. And if that's a good thing or a bad thing, you can make the judgment. Actually, let me get into this so I know a little bit more of what that is in context, in the right context. Okay, Aquarius. Wow. So the first 2 weeks for you guys is going to be pretty interesting. Although I kind of feel like the lives of Aquarians are always really interesting. However, okay, so what we've got right here, this is a big deal. Wow. Well, first of all, you've got 3 sword cards. King of Pentacles, 1, 2, 3 major arcana, and 3 cup cards. So, Aquarius, this is a big deal because this is telling me that there are a lot of words going back and forth. There's definitely a lot of communication or a lot of words that are very, very important. Right here we have the world crossed by the King of Swords. So you're ending a really, really important life cycle of completion. You're really coming to terms with something. The wisdom that you're gaining from a situation is wisdom that has taken an entire lifetime to accumulate for you, Aquarius. You're realizing some deep-seated things that it's taken you your entire life to really understand. And what you glean from this experience of coming to this understanding, this wisdom is going to carry you through the rest of your life. And you're going to think back on this time in your life as the time when you amassed this great wisdom and this clarity and this understanding that you are coming into about something in your life. So, Aquarius, you tell me if that's, romantic or, with the home or business, family. And it being crossed by the King of Swords is telling me that you're using it to your absolute advantage. And you are the king of these words and your own speech, and you're being incredibly strategic. You're taking this wisdom and you're being very, very strategic in how you apply it to your life right now, Aquarius. This is incredibly powerful. It's very cool. Yeah, people might see you as like flitty or not very serious or funny, whatever it is, but no, this is going to set the tone for probably the whole month of April, but definitely the first 2 weeks of April 2019, Aquarius, are very heavy with this intense, serious energy that you've got going on. This is like the last tarot card in the deck, and this is the king that is absolutely strategic and logical, using his mind. This is definitely air signs, so whether you're male, female, doesn't really matter, Aquarius, because you're using your mind. You're using the best of your intelligence. You are really in a healthy position because you're using your, this is not being in a fuzzy state of mind. This is not being clouded. This is not cloudy judgment. You're cutting right through to the very essence of whatever it is that's going on with you right now. You are embodying the King of Swords. I like this king a lot. Definitely an air sign. Right here, this is the foundation of the reading. This is a far past, And I love this card. I love it. Aquarius, the Ace of Swords. This is victory. This is victory coming from out of nowhere. And not just any victory. If you see the crown and the laurel and all the yachts, this is a victory that has, it's like maybe you have taken a gamble or a risk, Aquarius, and you knew that you were either going to be the undisputed winner or you were going to fall flat on your face, and you came out the victor. You came out clearly victorious. Okay? So that's either the foundation of the situation, or this is the attitude and the feeling that you're coming from inside. So either way, you're feeling really good about something. You feel like you really want something really big, and it's like I said, it's undisputed. It's you won. Love the sword card. Okay. This card over here is an influence that is in the recent past, or an influence that is currently, you're even still feeling a little bit. And here you have the Knight of Swords. So as you can see, you have almost, a lot of the court of swords here. You've got the Knight, you've got the King, and you've got the Ace. So this tells me, Aquarius, that you are super strategic right now. You are planning something, you are really gung-ho about something you're using, and it's so important to you that you're using all of your capabilities, all of your wisdom, all of your talents, all of your strengths, all of your valor to do it. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you're using everything. I mean, look at how he's just charging forward. Even the clouds behind him are showing motion with all of the jagged little edges, Aquarius. So you're really going for something. You're building off of this victory in the past to give you the confidence to go forward for something, whether that's, it could be a person, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be an opportunity, it could be, let's see, if you're a lawyer, it could be a case, it could be the righteousness, it could be proving something, it could, but there's something, and I'm having a feeling that it's very mental right here, like this pursuit or this victory, it all has to do with something that takes place on the mental plane. Because while the swords represent words and the mental plane, these could be people as well, but I'm thinking that it's you using your mind the very best of your abilities. Very cool to see these three all right here and all very cohesive. Okay, this card right here, Aquarius, is the influence that's just over the next 2 weeks. This is probably over, this is soon. This is very, very soon. So you're either going to be interacting with the King of Pentacles, or you're going to be assuming the role of the King of Pentacles. So this is a man, very, very wealthy, extremely wealthy man. And he takes care of his dominion responsibly. If you see him on his little throne, he's got a lot of stuff. He's got a lot of robes, very well decorated. He has his castle in the distance. He's got a bright yellow sky, holding his pentacle in hand. He's got his scepter. I mean, he's very well off, very wealthy, very rich man. Could also be a family man, but just someone that takes care of his kingdom, takes care of his money, takes care of his wealth, takes care of his progeny, takes care of his affairs, takes care of his queen, his kingdom, his court. So you're either going to be interacting with this man, or you're assuming this role. Now, because he's side by side with the King of Swords, they do color the energies a little bit, but because this is Pentacles and Swords, it could be money and mind. It could be that you're doing something that has to do with how you apply your mental capabilities to your money, Aquarius, or it could be the other way around, like value. You're figuring out how to distribute value or increase value or go after value, or there's that in the mix. However, at the same time, Aquarius, what an interesting reading. So up here, this is the future milieu, the future environment card for you. So maybe this carries you through to the end of the month even. This is the beautiful Two of Cups, Aquarius. So this is definitely partnership. This is maybe a marriage, maybe a deep relationship with someone, but definitely like a commitment of some sort. So this is looking like a very businessy, business type spread. So this could be new business. This could be doing business with someone that you really like, that you really have an affinity for. So not, this isn't, doing business with, I need the business, I need this deal, and I don't really like the person, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is something, whatever you're doing over April, carrying you to the end of April, I'm going to venture and say, Aquarius, you're going to want to like who you're doing it with, and you're going to want to work with someone that you like and that you really get along with. Okay? Or it could be marriage. It could be marriage, it could be boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, it could be romantic in nature. And this could be you strategizing something with this relationship or getting into a relationship. So read this in your context, in your life, how this applies, okay? These are just like the influences that are coming to the surface that I'm, channeling, and I'm helping guide you. So take it. Take it. Okay. This right here, Aquarius, this is where you currently are. In this situation, this is who you are right now. And you are making the judgment call, Aquarius. You are absolutely within your right to make the judgment call. Especially because you've got this incredibly empowering King of Sword card who is you're the judge and the jury and the lawyer and the psychic and the intuition and like everything. Because these two cards empower you to make the judgment call. If there were different cards that were like, oh, she's not in the best state of mind, he's not in the best place to make a judgment call, I would be saying, okay, you're making judgments, but those judgments may not be correct. That's not the case, Aquarius. The case right here is that you're using your wisdom accumulated over a very long time, your entire life, in fact, no matter how old you are right now at the time of this video that you're watching it. And you are filtering it through your logic. So you have a really good balance and a good sense of yourself, that you're using intuition and wisdom and knowledge and logic and intelligence. It's really coming together for you, Aquarius, and it's really fascinating because you are making the judgment call and you recognize that you're in a good place within yourself to make this judgment call. So that's what you're doing, and you're calling it out on what you see. You're calling it out on this victory. You're calling it out and you're moving forward. You're trying to move your stuff forward and go after what you want. You're using it in however you deal with this person, this wealthy man, whether that's you or someone you're dealing with. So that's pretty cool. Super cool. Okay. This is how other people see you, Aquarius. And this is sort of curious because other people see you as having a regret about something. So however this pertains to you, someone is seeing you as wishing that you can go back and change something. Moving forward at an inopportune time, doing something when it was inauspicious, mourning some loss, grief. Someone sees you having some regret about how something went down. Maybe they see your victory differently than you do. I don't know. But they see you with these 2 cups left over, so they can see that you can maybe learn from this and go forth and try to make something out of it and do the best that you can with it. But they definitely see some feelings there. I wish I could have, wish didn't have to. Maybe the victory came at someone else's expense. Maybe, and this isn't for us to say, definitely not for me to say if this was like a good or bad thing, because we're not making any judgment. I'm not making any judgment calls. You're the one making the judgment call, Aquarius. So whatever other people think of you doesn't matter. This card in this position is only important, and I only do this in this spread to help you strategize better. Because that's what the King of Swords wants, is to strategize. So this isn't, I'm not telling you this so that this throws you off balance. Not like it would, because you're like super free thinking, and I love that about you. This is just for strategy purposes. So take this and use it, put it in your wisdom, put it in your mind, and then work it to your favor, okay? Okay, so this card up here, Aquarius, is your hope or fear. And your hope is definitely, you saw me shuffle these cards, Aquarius, your hope is you want to move your chariot forward. You want to take this energy and you want to just go. You definitely want to move this chariot forward as fast as you possibly can, and with as much energy and gusto and valor and accomplishment and ambition and faith and trust and goodwill. And I mean, you're totally ready to go, you're raring to go. You want to charge in on this chariot. Look how, God, look how successful he looks. He reminds me of like Alexander ruling the world, you know? I mean, it's just really quite amazing. It's really, really quite amazing. He's convinced the Sphinx, see these Sphinx, to be on his side and to delay their riddles of fate to allow him to pass, and they are on his side. I mean, it's really a beautiful card, really wonderful imagery. So that's what you want very clearly. And you want the victory to keep coming to you and to keep going with you, because you already have a great foundation of victory, the beginning of a real wonderful whatever this is for you, Aquarius. And you want to extend that and keep it going and ride it out. So, the last card, Aquarius. The last card is your outcome card, and I'm very happy to report that your outcome card is the Six of Cups. And I love that it's a cup card amidst these like very mental, cold almost sword cards that you've got going on, because this is a very nostalgic card. This is love. This is harmony. This is peace and happiness. And this is a friend from the past. This is a loyal friend from the past, Aquarius. So whether it's your past in this lifetime, a friend from childhood, or whether it's a loyal friend from the further past, the karmic past in a past life. But this is definitely a relationship that's going to come into play throughout the rest of April and beyond. I really believe this. Because whatever this has to do with, these sword cards, and whatever you're trying to move your chariot forward, whatever that chariot represents, whether it is a relationship, and if it is a relationship that you've really been strategizing about, then it will happen. I would say yes on that for you, Aquarius. Or whether it's money, as is maybe you want funding for something, as is, you know, this King of Pentacles, then I would say, as far as strategy goes, is to not play on, but just be strategic and use nostalgia to get you there, to get you the funding, and to encourage positive, good faith partnership in business. If you're trying to secure funding for something, you may have to proposition this man, and that might be why you have these mental strategy cards. In which case, the answer, Aquarius, for you is to remember the good times. Remember why you two are in this relationship, this business relationship, whatever this relationship is, to begin with. Whatever previous business that you built upon, remind him of that. Remind her of how successful you two were together in the past, and how much money you made, or what value you brought to each other. You know, just remind them. Go back into the past and remind them of how great it is to be together, to work together. Okay, when that goes for anything that you're trying to do, whatever this victory is, whatever you're trying to move, whatever you're learning a lot, Aquarius. I can tell. Whatever it is that you're learning from this World card, the cycle of completion and strategizing for, you're definitely going to be using and building off of the past in order to move that chariot forward, because you can. And the answer to do that, the how, your outcome card tells you. It's through being nostalgic. It's through inspiring the other person to be generous. It's like closing a sale. You don't talk someone's ear off to get them to say yes. You inspire them to close you, Aquarius, and that's what you can do here. If you really are going, if this is a money thing, and these sword cards are about money and value, and then you go to this man, You want to inspire the other person to work with you on whatever it is, and you have something really sweet to offer. Your cup is full of flowers and beautiful little lilies and little star flowers. So just remind them of your innocence and your purity. I love Aquarians because not only are you guys really funny and sweet, but you have that just childlike purity and innocence and fun, and but then you're also like super smart about it's like it's really an interesting, it's like youthfulness, but then you have some wisdom that you got from Uranus. I mean, you're using it all. You're using the wisdom, you're using the strategy, you're using the shrewdness and the logic and the intelligence. And now, Aquarius, for the first 2 weeks, and I would say for the rest of April 2019, the cards are telling me to tell you to also add nostalgia to everything that you're using in order to move your chariot forward, because that's what you want. Okay? Wow, how amazing. This is a cool reading. I love when I can do a reading just like this. This is maybe one of my favorite readings in a very, very long time. Okay, Aquarius, I hope you have a great April. Let me know how it goes. And thanks for watching. Bye.